Hey everyone, you are tuning into the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Tonight we're going to be chatting about the first live shows and our top 12, so make sure you stay tuned. You don't want to miss it.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the AFTERBUZZ TV After Show for The Voice. Tonight, like I said, we are chatting about our first live show, which is very exciting. We had some big eliminations we are going to get into, but
so sad.
So sad. But for now, first I am your host. My name is Dani Golub. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dani Golub. Fellow co-host, where can they find y'all?
I'm Russell Ray. You can find me at Instagram and Twitter at Russell Ray Silva.
I'm Lina Noory. You can find me all over the internet at Lina Noory.
And I'm Mayte Carrillo. You can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _.
And we have a special guest from The Voice panel last year, back in town from New York. Allie Bailey is joining us. Where can they find you on social media?
Thanks for having me back. My name's Allie Bailey. You can find me on social media, Allie Bailey _1.
For everyone watching live, Allie's going to be in the live chat. So if you have questions, please hit her up there and she will make sure we get them. And we will answer any questions you guys have. But let's get into this first episode. Live shows are very exciting. Everything is up for grabs, and like we could see with Adam Cunningham's performance, people even make mistakes on live television, which is crazy to watch. But let's just get right into it. We could talk about his performance first. He sang Phil Collins' Against All Odds. He's on Team Adam. I love this song, and it was really one of my favorite performances from him. But it's unfortunate that he messed up. It brought him down to the bottom two against Jon Merrow. Did you guys have any thoughts about, like, messing up on live camera? I know Adam, his coach, said, you know, this stuff happens. It happens to all of us. Yeah. What'd you think?
I think it's how you come up from it. So everyone's going to make mistakes, and there's been performers through all of time that make mistakes at their concerts. So for Adam, he is definitely one of my favorites. I am surprised, though, that he would still be around and then Jon would go home. And it's not because I think that Adam isn't as good as Jon. Well, I mean, there's people that have stuck around that I don't think should be around, but in terms of if we're just going to stick to Adam and his mistake, I think it's very normal. I think it actually kind of humanizes him, and it's just how he came from it. So the fact that, I mean, until you mentioned it, I really didn't notice it until Adam said something. Mm-hmm. Right. That means that he did an excellent job of kind of just keeping it going. Yeah.
I didn't notice either that he made a mistake until Adam brought it up.
Same.
So I think as a coach, you really shouldn't bring up any mistakes.
I know. I
It's
agree.
like, why are you doing that? You know, like, people are putting their best foot forward, and you're gonna go and say something like that. Like, no.
I think
keep
he just
that shit, Adam.
maybe
Don't say
trying to
anything.
address it, I think.
Like, bring it from him, like, just staying in his head, you know? Because you beat yourself up about things over and over. We do it as human beings. So he was probably like, don't worry, everyone makes mistakes, instead of, like, thinking that he might have been hard on himself inside himself. Like, oh, I can't believe I messed up. I'm going to get eliminated. Like, oh, I don't even want to stand here right now. Blah, 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 blah.
Who was the one on Jennifer's team that messed up the first 2 times or whatever that he performed? Like, this isn't the first time this season that we've even seen, like, some big mistakes.
Oh, and he got saved.
He got saved, yeah. He's not here anymore.
No,
but,
he's not.
I forget his name, but, like, this isn't the first time this season we've seen it. But while we're talking about our bottom two, let's talk about Jon Merrow, who last week we all had as our front-runner winner.
That's so shocking. I'm sorry.
I'm honestly shocked. He sang Major's Why I Love You. Like, even on his first note, you could hear his range. I was like, wow, this is so good. I forgot how good Adam's team was. Like, I'm shocked he left.
I am too.
It's clearly an example of when it transitions into the viewer's hands, you really don't have control. I think all the judges were shocked by him, A, being in the bottom two, and then B, obviously being eliminated. And, you know, as I told you guys, I was on the carpet with him yesterday interviewing the top 12. He has the best personality. His, like, energy, his vibe, the way he dresses, and it's like the judges say, he is the full package. So to me, I definitely would not have said he would have been the first one to go out of the top 12. Like, that's very shocking.
This performance reminded me, like, I just closed my eyes and I pictured this in a Disney movie. Like, his falsetto, I was like, oh my gosh, I can hear this, like, in Disney, and I could hear it. Like, I was like, this guy's going to go far and he's going to get a deal. And now he's just eliminated.
You know what? He did a really good job, but this was a challenging song for him. Like, he sounded very good.
So?
He sounded very good, but you can tell, like, this was something he wanted to challenge himself with. And it's a challenge. It's a challenging song. So he was trying to be perfect with those notes and everything. And do I think he deserves to go home? No. In reality, was it a challenging song? And was he having issues reaching those notes? Somewhat. you know, here and there,
who
but
this
he's a
reminds me
great
of?
singer.
Remember when Hunter Blake went home last
Yes.
season and I was like broken? And I don't know if you guys watched last season. There was a guy named Hunter who like got out
was
way too
amazing.
early. I swear he should have won. Like I feel similarly to him as I do about Jon. Like, I don't know. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's interesting because once it gets to live performances, it's about who has gained the most fans and following up until this point through the show. And
That's
so
true.
he might have just not have done, a good enough job of having, like, the audience and the viewers and the fans, like, really get to know his personality.
I mean, you can't, it's hard to compete against someone like, we can talk about him now, Noah Mack, who has already over 50,000 followers on Instagram, like half because of his talent, which it genuinely is there, but also because he is this like heartthrob teenage boy that all the girls love, and like everyone's turning up to vote for him. He last night sang Coldplay's Speed of Sound, Team Jennifer. He is like so cute, but also so good. Like I love Coldplay, and for me to think that someone did Coldplay justice is a big deal, I think. Did you guys like his performance?
Yeah, he keeps getting better and better as
Yeah.
like time goes on. And I think you
Same.
mentioned this too as we were watching today.
Yeah.
You're like, he just keeps on getting better. And I totally agree, because if you compare it to the last performance that he had last week, like that was a big come up itself. And then this week, you know, that he just stepped up his game even more. I'm like, oh my gosh, what else is there to expect? Like,
Yeah.
this guy is like giving me life.
He's actually
Yeah.
so shy in person.
Is he really?
Like he can barely say anything.
On the carpet?
Like
Oh.
like unbelievable. The whole rest of the team was all about it, and they kept referring to him. His own teammates called him Miss America's Sweetheart.
Oh,
So I think
cute.
like everyone on the show kind of knows that America loves him, and
Yeah.
now that it's in the hands of the viewers, he's gonna go farther. But it's crazy once you actually talk to them and you see their personalities aside from the stage. He's just very quiet. He's very shy, very well dressed, has the great hair, the leather jacket.
Him
but
and
then
Cheyenne
again,
are the youngest, I think, there
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
definitely the youngest. But I'm still shocked about the Jon thing.
Yeah.
Like if I were to say he's America's sweetheart, I would say that Jon overall, in my opinion, was the best overall
like full package.
artist, full package, style, charisma, the way he is on stage, the way he dances. That's just so confusing to me.
I know.
Yeah, no, there's definitely some people who I feel like should have went home last night that didn't.
Do you want
And
to let's bring one of them
we'll
up.
get to them.
We'll throw some shade.
You
Who?
like Noah though.
I do like
said-
Noah. I do like Noah, and I was gonna say last night's performance was chart quality. I feel.
I wonder who
he hit his
Allie,
notes
can you
very
check who
well.
was on the top
He did a good
charts?
job.
Yeah.
And he's been stepping up to plate every single week.
I'm
and
curious who
last
made
night,
top
that's what
10.
the recording art sounds like. It sounds like him last night.
You
So
know-
good job for him.
You know all the little girls at home that like Edward
it.
Cullen,
Yeah.
or they like the vampire shows,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
voting for him on
Yep.
their
Totally.
mom's tablet, their dad's tablet,
Totally.
their cousin's
Yep.
tablet.
I'm curious, like, who of these from last night, because now it's to the point where their votes are 10 times by the top 10 on iTunes, so I'm curious as to if any of them made it.
So Addison is at number 12 right now.
Oh, so she must have been in the top. Let's talk about her. Addison Ajan, she is Team Adam. She sang Sarah Bareilles, She Used to Be Mine. She was in that amazing, like, romper pantsuit situation. She looked great. It wasn't my favorite performance from her personally. I think she's really talented, and Carly Webster, who was here a few weeks ago, like raved about her and was like, "This girl needs to win." So I believe that she's really talented. I just don't feel like I've like seen it from her yet.
Yeah, I have a hard time understanding her vibe. Like her style. I don't get it. I don't know what lane she's trying to stick on.
She's also very shy. I think it's because she's young and shy.
Yeah,
really-
she's really young too. Is she also like 16?
Yeah, she's 16. She's super shy. She
Yeah.
looks so cute in her little red jumper. Poor girl, though. First it was cute because she was like blending into the carpet. She was getting pushed off the carpet so quickly because they have a time crunch for a curfew.
Right.
Yeah.
So she was like the first one on. She wasn't even allowed to really talk that much, but she's very shy. But you have to understand, I was thinking about this yesterday. They're 16 years old. Can you imagine us at 16?
Oh no, I couldn't even like
I would've been a
talk to my
mess.
friends.
Like me at
I
16,
would get
I'd
kicked
have
out
nothing to
of
say. I'd be staring at the camera like, oh, is it my turn to talk?
Are they? They
Yeah.
must be media trained. Are they media? Allie also worked at NBC, so she like worked with the Voice people. Do they give them like media training with these kids or?
I don't remember. I think definitely some sort of like social guideline.
Yeah, I know they have social media training, but I wonder if it's like, are they just thrown on the carpets like letting the
They're-
wolves
No,
out?
they're
They have
straight.
a parent or guardian with them if they're under 18.
I know, but,
and
like-
they have stricter hours. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, they were following
Yeah.
those rules.
Really?
Like
Yeah,
the
sure.
videographers weren't even there yet, and she was coming down the carpet. They're like, she's got to go.
Oh no.
They have
16.
school,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
lot.
But I think she's not secure in herself yet, and that's what maybe you're saying. And I agree is that because she's so young, I think her voice is amazing.
Yeah.
But why we haven't seen her in her own element is that she's so young. Like, what is your element? Me at 16, I was I mean, she's doing a lot more than I was doing
Yeah.
at
But I
16.
feel like with Cheyenne, at least she gives me something.
Yeah, we could
Like
Addison-
Cheyenne,
Go ahead.
like Cheyenne, like she gives. I lost my train of thought. No, I'm saying like Cheyenne is one of my favorites, and so for her, I get a vibe as to what lane she's trying to stick on. Like I can see her sing all these different elements and stay in like singing like different genres, but for Addison, I can't.
It's funny that you say that because every week I haven't remembered her performances.
I was just
But
going to say
like,
the same thing.
she's always good.
Yeah.
But I can't remember the past performances. And last night, I really feel like the performances she gave was a Grammy performance.
Oh,
it was really,
wow.
it was captivating.
That
It was
Grammy.
captivating, but she keeps
Did you just give somebody a compliment?
dabbing. I did.
Wow, someone take a
Congratulations.
note that he's
I hope you guys
finally-
recorded that.
Simon
But-
Cowell, sign him though.
Simon Cowell, sign her. No, but I really thought it was a grand performance. But
That's crazy.
but will I remember it next week? I don't know.
She said her dream collaboration would be Whitney Houston, may she rest in peace, Mariah Carey, and then she said someone else, and it was so funny. I literally looked at her and I said, that's exactly like her mesh. Like if you took those three singers together and you mixed them together, I feel like that's exactly what we get. But even with her, I still think because she's young, I don't see like her.
Maybe she's just like dabbling to see
maybe
which
she's
one
trying
is
to
her
figure it
best
out.
lane.
No, I mean, I give them
Yeah.
props at that age to even have any
Yeah.
kind of idea of what's going on in life. But
She must be doing something right because she's in the top 12.
True. I
good
mean,
at
what I will say about this episode as a whole is like great song choices tonight, and like we really did see good talent. I feel like we're at a point now in the competition where like I'm actually seeing people grow and thrive, and I
Yeah.
feel like we're getting to know each of them a little bit more as an artist.
Yeah.
I feel like between the blinds and now, like for the knockouts and battles, I kind of got lost this season a little bit more than I usually do. I didn't like have any favorites, or I did, and then they would go home, and like it was kind of confusing compared to last season and the seasons before.
You know who's really good at that I noticed yesterday was Brooke Simpson.
Yeah.
Because for her, like in the, before we had the live performances, I felt like she was a little frigid and she was really shy. And then yesterday when, they gave a sneak peek of like when she went back home and like Miley was talking about like her Instagram and showing a lot more of her personality, I was like, okay, this is the type of girl that she is. Like, I'm glad
Right.
that they're showing the side of her.
She sang Praying by Kesha, and to be honest, I never say this, especially on The Voice, but like she sang it better than Kesha. Like you never like hear like, oh, that person did it better than the actual artist.
Sang it
who
better than
sings
Kesha.
It. Like
Hold
I
on.
think she sang it better than Kesha is a good singer.
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is Kesha's not a good singer.
No, I know, but like,
That's what I'm saying.
But she's
But,
saying
like,
she sings it
She
better
sing-
than
it's
the...
I'm saying like better than the
made her
radio
own.
version, like,
Yeah.
and that's all like touched up, edited, like live performance. She was better than like what I've heard of this actual song on the radio, which is so rare because usually I'm like, well, are you sure you want to sing a song that's on the radio right now? Are we gonna want to buy both
Definitely
versions?
risky.
It is. It's like you have to like as a listener be like, do I want Kesha's version and Brooke's version on my iPhone at the exact same time?
I want Brooke's version.
I want
don't
Brooke's.
Kesha's.
Me too,
I don't
I
even
want
want
She
Kesha's
has
version.
such a good energy, and I loved her outfit. She was killing in that little white
Very groovy vibe.
jumpsuit
Yeah.
corset. Her energy was on point yesterday. I know she was just had a really good performance, and that's why she was just coming off of it. But I like her vibe.
I think she has one of the purest voices of the competition.
I agree. I really like
She's
her.
Yeah.
very authentic.
Speaking of
And she got it from Mama.
Speaking of like amazing style and knowing who they are, Chloe gave
I love
me
her.
life last night. That suit she was wearing, I need it like now. It also like matched the background. It was so cool. She looked
It was
so.
too like coordinated.
It was really cool. She like looked awesome. I felt like I was at her concert for like a hot
Yeah.
second there.
The
she's-
song choice.
She sang "Thank You." Her voice like broke a few times. You didn't like it. I can tell by your face right now.
Didn't.
I love this song, so maybe
I
I
do
it gave
too.
her a leg up for me. But like her voice broke, but
That's
it
what she
almost
said.
felt intentional. Like it almost felt like it was like good crack.
That's a hard song. You
It
really
is.
gotta. Dido?
I thought it was the weakest
Yeah.
performance
That's
of the night.
Dido. You can't.
Yeah.
Don't
I for
say
sure thought it was the
that.
weak.
I was actually.
yeah.
I will be honest. I was shocked she
Weakest.
was not in the save, just because I don't think it was as powerful as Adam and John's. But I love her. I think she's awesome. I like want to be her friend.
I do too.
I will tell you one thing though. That outfit slayed, and she had that perfect like pink rose gold eyeshadow.
She's so cool.
So I will say that I was more into everyone's outfits yesterday than I was the competition.
Yeah, she was awesome. Do you know who else felt like really professional for me? Speaking of like Grammy level performances, Ashlyn Craft made me feel like I was at Stagecoach. Like she not only like had the guitar, dropped it, and was like, "All right, guys, like let's go." She was owning the stage, owning the whole, like shaking people's hands. You're laughing. You hated her.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of
Oh my god, I
her.
loved it.
Everyone that you love right now, I'm just not liking.
Opposite teams.
Ashlyn,
I literally
I feel like
hated-
I
hated
lost her
whatever her name
vocally.
is.
I
Addison.
totally lost Ashlyn vocally. I'm not saying she didn't do a good job, and I actually put that in my notes. I put maybe the mic was too low, but
She sang
I
Delta
wasn't
Dawn.
registering her voice until the end of the song after the like instrumental was gone.
I felt like I was
Like,
at Stagecoach.
It was too powerful.
Really?
I've
like
never
that?
been to Stagecoach, but like I thought she was. I felt like I've like only recently adopted country music into my life, and like she made me love it even more.
I want to watch this back and see as she gives someone a compliment, his facial expressions and vice versa.
Well, because like Addison, like I was like not here for her, but like you're telling me she's winning a Grammy.
No, I'm saying her performance was Grammy wise. Like
What is it
if
Grammy-wise?
you were at the Grammys and you were performing, that's something that you would want to hone in and focus on.
Okay.
That's the kind of performance she gave
I'll
me.
say this.
She captivated me for the
I
moment.
love all the top 12, okay? I think
Yeah.
that all the top 12 actually deserve to be there. Because I know in the beginning of the season, we're kind of all looking at each other.
Yeah, like
Right.
what's going on?
Okay, what's going on?
Yeah.
There's been so much evolution and so much growth. I definitely do not think John should have gone home.
Neither do I.
I'm not
Yeah,
saying
no.
someone else should have gone home in his place because I don't want to say that because I think everyone deserves to be there right now and everyone's giving their full
That's because you
potential.
met them yesterday.
No,
So that establishes a relationship. Once you meet with them, that establishes.
no, because I met, what was his name? Alex, right?
Adam.
Adam. No, not Adam.
Anthony?
Anthony. I met Anthony. I think he's as sweet as pie. I think he has an incredible voice. I know he was all gung ho about Adam, but I see him coming back on another season after he's grown a little bit more comfortable in himself.
He was really nervous.
So I said, you know, some of the younger ones, they do need, I feel like they're kind of have that Anthony vibe where
Yeah.
they don't quite know what their niche is. But I do not think that John should have gone home.
Oh, no.
But I do think that Monday's episode, there was a lot of people taking songs that were out of their comfort zone. Maybe they should have
I agree with that.
chose a
part.
I don't
different
think they
song.
get to
Yeah.
choose. Do they? I mean, I think that their like coaches / producers might choose for them, or they.
Yeah.
I think they mentioned when they were here that they get to like submit some options, and then it's selected for them from those options.
You better submit some good options.
Yeah.
too.
Like Dido's
Okay.
hard. I'm sorry. Dido,
Yeah, Dido
like
is really hard. It really is. I'm gonna talk about someone now who I guarantee you we're all gonna agree on. Okay,
right.
Cheyenne was awesome last night,
okay.
and like if you don't think she was awesome, then I give
I'm
up.
waiting for it.
I give up. No, she was great. She sang Mariah Carey's "Vision of Love." She's on Team Jennifer. Like, I think that this girl has potential to top 2 at least. She looked gorgeous. She sounded gorgeous. Like, full package for
Full
me for her.
package.
She's 15 years old. Like, I get like 25-year-old vibes from her. I don't know how she's 15. She seems really mature.
She's so mature for her age. She reminds me of Beyonce mixed with Mariah Carey, like blended in together.
And then she said Whitney Houston.
And
so
then
it's
she
pretty
said
much
Whitney-
exactly what you give us.
maybe not so much Whitney, but definitely Mariah. And then those high notes that she was hitting.
Her whistle note.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere. I was like, are you serious right
What
now?
in the world? She
Yeah.
sounds just like Mariah Carey.
I really feel like she's gonna be Kelly Price of our generation.
Oh.
Like
I think
of
she-
the younger
you
generation.
I would
liked
say
her?
she'd be Beyonce.
Yeah, I liked her.
Okay, so we agree on one.
I
I know.
think
I
she-
thought we'd agree on one.
I
At least that
honestly
one.
think she has the most potential out of anybody in the competition.
Yeah.
But that still means there's room for her to grow. That doesn't
Yeah.
mean to me she's like number one. I definitely think she's in the top. And I think if anybody can get the growth out of her, her judge can.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard because I get what you're saying now. Like once you meet them, you feel very like
It's like
it's hard to
just wanna
say
hug
what you
'em.
really feel. But yeah, because
Yeah.
you get to meet them. But with her, I think she has a lot more growing to do
Right.
as a
I-
performer.
But I think that that's like she's
But that's an
15.
amazing thing.
she's at a
yeah.
great start though.
Listen, to be capped out is a problem. If you have
Yeah.
growth, especially at such a young age.
Yeah, like I think that she has like that what you call the Simon Cowell factor. Like someone needs to come
Yes.
snatch her up. She is so young
Yeah.
and so talented.
Yeah.
Like I still have a problem with like The Voice in general with not making like a big celebrity yet. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we have a few. We have Jordan Smith. We have Allison Porter. We have, you know, Raylan is pretty big. But like there's no Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Hudson, like Carrie Underwood.
Yeah.
And so many of these kids are deserving. Like someone like Cheyenne deserves to like have her own tour after this, but The Voice
What do
doesn't
you guys
do
think
that.
the reason is for that? That's actually a good
Even
point.
AGT like
Maybe it's just
had
not the
Grace
time.
Vanderwall, and she's
just-
a way bigger star than anyone from The Voice
Yeah.
has ever come.
I think it's the hits. Like you have to come out with hits. You can't just be like a one hit wonder. And for Kelly Clarkson, it was really hard because she had like a low point and then she came back up and then she stayed up with her songs and just like being on the top charts. But one thing about Cheyenne too is that I noticed that the two backup singers, they went on stage with her, and I guess it was like a minute or something, and then they just turned around and left the stage, and I'm like, yes. I'm like, this girl is owning the stage on her own. Like, she does not need backup singers or dancers or anything.
It's got to be either somebody with a really, really, really strong vocal or somebody like Noah that is a package. He is America's sweetheart. Those little girls at home are going to sit there and order his iTunes hits.
We had, like, on season 9, Zach Sebo. I've brought him up before. He reminds me a lot of Noah. He, like, is very cute and had the voice and had everything. And, like, I have no idea where he is right now.
You know what? I actually read this a while back, and a lot of the contestants said that there was not the PR that they wish that they had behind them.
Like, after?
Really?
Yeah, because, like, I know Darby Ann Walker from a couple seasons ago. Remember her?
2 seasons,
Yeah, 2 seasons ago. She was, like, really big on Team Miley and has, like, I don't know, maybe, like, 80,000 followers and stuff. And she's getting more gigs right now, like, in acting and movies and TV. She was, like, on an episode of Girl Meets World and was, like, in a movie now and is getting more stuff like that than she is actually singing from The Voice.
So if you're naming all the people that we said, we're talking about years and years ago. It's probably just because there's so many singing shows.
Maybe.
And then America's
Got Talent.
American
but, like,
Idol's back on americasnetwork.org or something like that. So now there's all these shows, and even the talent shows have become still singing shows.
Yeah, I mean, I did AGT this year, and it was all singers.
Well,
Like, our whole panel was pissed off because we're like, okay, like, where's, like, a comedian or a magician or something? Like, I feel like I'm watching 10-year-old singers all day.
What is the
I'm serious.
What is the price tag on the Voice winner? What do they get?
I don't think they get money. I think they get a recording contract, and, like, they get, like...
I think they get a little bit.
They get a trophy that looks like this.
It's like a few thousand, right?
Wait,
I think more than that. I
It's
don't
like
remember
like
how
100,000 or
much.
something?
Maybe 100,000.
And then American Idol was pushing at the beginning $1 million contract.
Ooh.
So there's your PR.
You want to know what it is?
$1 million.
Do you want to know what it is?
behind
I actually know what it is, and you've been saying it all along. American Idol and America's Got Talent. What do those 2 shows have that The Voice doesn't?
American.
Simon Cowell.
Simon Cowell.
Simon's a legend. Come on,
It's
like
true.
he's just.
I love Simon.
And
Simon, you need to start signing hosts and start with me, okay?
Anything he puts his hands on
already has
turns
Ryan
into
Seacrest.
gold. Anything.
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean,
He's like Magic Johnson.
I just realized that.
To
literally
American
is.
Idol. He should have, instead of like having Katy Perry be on that panel, like Simon Cowell should have jumped on it.
Well,
and
he's
been on
got
that.
he's got X Factor. Like X Factor, think about that. Look who came out of that, like Fifth Harmony and
Oh my gosh.
One Direction and like so all
Leona
the,
Lewis too.
Yeah, so all the shows that he touches. That's the problem with The Voice.
The new network is probably his network, and Simon just doesn't want to put his name on it
Yep.
because American Idol's back.
It's on ABC. It's gonna be on ABC.
Yeah, next month.
Really,
No,
it's at
January.
America's network, or is that
be
just
on
like what they're
ABC.
calling
That's
ABC?
It's ABC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
American
Okay.
Broadcasting Channel is I think what it says.
Yeah.
Okay, I just Googled it.
Okay.
The winner of The Voice gets a record deal and, like you said, $100,000
$100,000.
Okay.
prize. Yeah.
Yep.
Which probably after taxes comes out to like $5. So
And you like blow it. They probably blow it in like a couple months, like the lottery.
Like,
winner.
I'm getting a
okay,
Range Rover, and it's
but
like,
like,
sing
yeah.
I'm gonna buy a house for my mom.
a
Like,
recording contract like with who though? Like, cause I know like
Chelsea
Universal Music?
M90 in the chat just said with Universal Music Group.
Universal Music. Okay.
Oh,
Well, that's
okay.
pretty legit.
It is, but look at how many other artists that they gotta push behind them that already have
I
successful
guess.
careers.
I just like think about some of these people that are like such an easy, like Allison Porter, who was on Curly Sue and one season, I think it was 10 of The Voice. She like is the full package. She like came in and out of rehab and has like reinvented her life. Like I don't remember her.
She has a really inspiring story.
She does, and she has the most amazing voice. Was the clear winner from the very, very first blind audition that she did. And like, why is she not a huge star right now? She's so talented, like more talented than a lot of the people I hear on the radio. I don't know why she's not like, you know, I don't
you
know.
are.
I'll tell you one thing. American Idol's winners this year are going to be Disney Channel stars, pretty much.
Yeah, because they're ABC. Yeah, it's gonna.
There
They're
you
gonna pick a
go.
16-year-old.
So, like,
Cheyenne maybe should have rethought where she went.
come on, Cheyenne.
Can you imagine like Simon Cowell having a Noah?
Yeah, he would.
Like, he
he would.
God.
He
He
would.
would
One
kill
Direction.
it
He would
with the
make
Noah.
a band with that.
He
with
would be
Noah
the
and,
Jonas
like,
Brothers meets what's the other boy
Direction.
band?
One Direction.
Meets One Direction, turned into Justin Timberlake, his
Yeah.
own Vegas show.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Power of
Speaking
Simon Cowell.
speaking
I
of
need to be his friend.
Too. Sign me up.
She's like, I need to meet Simon.
I need to meet Simon.
Let's talk about someone else who we had here, actually. We had Keisha Renee, who
Mm-hmm.
I, like, love her. Keisha, sorry if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. Absolutely loved her here. And, like, now that I'm seeing her on stage, it's crazy, like, how quiet and humble she was
Yeah.
when she was
Yeah.
here versus on stage.
Very
She is,
reserved.
like, a queen. She
powerhouse, yeah.
She sang Trisha Yearwood's Midnight Train to Georgia. Team Blake. I'm feeling more and more of the soul country that we talked about. We like gave her a genre last week because she thinks she's country. Everyone else thinks she's soul. Like, why not just embrace soul country? That is exactly what this performance was for me.
I kind of wanted to X out the country. Like, I get
You
it.
just
Like
think she's soul?
the background was like it made it country.
Yeah.
But like
Her voice wasn't though.
what she gave me, it was excellent. It was like Gladys Knight when Gladys Knight sang that song.
Yeah.
But what she gave me is how Whitney Houston took "I Will Always Love You" from Dolly Parton and made it into her own. I think that's what she did equivalent wise. But she kind of stayed in the soul more, but they just kind of changed the instrumental.
I want to see her sing more country.
I want
I want
to
an
see her just
authentic country song
kill
that's
it.
like a Blake Shelton song.
I want to see her first concert at Knott's Berry Farm is what I want to see. But like
She
I
can
want
do better than Knott's Berry.
Well, it doesn't get more country than Red.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like
He's already
Red.
established.
I do too. I like
He's
Red.
gonna
I
be
think
fine with or
he's-
without
Red
voice.
sang I'm gonna butcher the name, Shenandoah's The Church on Cumberland Road. I literally wrote professional sounds like he's already performing like on stages in Nashville.
I was just gonna say that he is like an artist. Like
He really
aside
is.
from the voice, he is an artist.
Yeah, like I don't. You know how you were saying like Cheyenne has so much potential and room to grow? It's like Red's at his top of his game. Like I don't think he could get any better or any worse than he is right now, which is not a bad thing because he's at the top of the top. But like, I think that he reminds me of Sundance, who's won the show before, who just like kind of cruised through the whole show.
That's
and just,
how he's
like,
gonna be.
He's gonna like maybe win, just like sliding by.
That's funny that you say that because I'm like, when I wrote in my notes, there's nothing more or less to say about him.
Yeah.
Like, he's going to be fine with or without the voice. Like,
That's true.
He's good.
So,
Like, every
okay.
week.
Red, if you want to leave now, just kind of take off. You'll be fine.
Question for you guys, because I think I even talked about this in the first couple episodes, and then like as we're talking about the younger bees, is it more important to have the ability to grow or to already be an artist? Because I feel like
know.
Red is an artist. To me, like somebody like Red should win.
So was Jon. Jon was an artist.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Jon still
why
had room
that's
to
why I'm
grow.
upset that he went home.
He did because he was pushing the limits with the song. Red is also already matured in his age, and as a male, when you get to a certain age, your voice matures to a certain level, and that's it.
Why not give Red a
So-
challenge though when it comes to a song?
Yeah, I want him to sing
Like,
something out of his comfort zone.
Yeah,
I
because
agree.
he's
Like
always
Dido?
with a guitar. He's always
Imagine.
Adele.
He's always with his guitar and he feels so comfortable.
He's in
and
his
safe.
comfort zone.
Yeah, and
That's a good
it's
point.
just and he's always singing country songs. Like, let's try something different.
Don't you feel like everyone's nervous and Red's not nervous at all? Like I feel like all
He's
these
so
people are like
chill.
shaken,
Yeah.
and Red is like, yeah, whatever, I'll just do this and I'm gonna go home and have a nap. Like,
or like has like a beer in his hand.
Yeah.
and
He's like
chilling.
He's like, I love country, I love God, and I
Yeah.
love my family.
yeah, like
I feel like
just-
I feel like he's a missed legend.
that's
like,
true. Yeah.
If he would have came out 20 years
He's
ago,
like
we
Garth
would have
Brooks.
liked him just as much. But like, he should have been with them. Like,
Like, he's
he's
like
barely
Garth-
coming out now.
He
He's
is a
bringing
Garth
back
Brooks.
old country, and I think that's what everyone likes about him is country's kind of transitioning into like more of, not everyone, but there's like more mainstream. There's like people like merging the barriers, and then here you have Red, just whiskey lullaby, old school.
And you know what?
Mr. Classic Country.
So many of the people that watch The Voice are exactly like looking for Red. You know what I mean? Like it's so much of like middle America like loves this show and shows up for these country artists, and like he's exactly what they're looking for. So he's going to continue to get votes. He's going to continue to stick around. I
Yeah.
think that people like Noah, even though we think he's getting a lot of votes, like has a bit of a harder time because it's like I for one I'm gonna admit this right now. I forgot to vote last night, and like I probably would have voted for Noah, but I was like doing a million things. Like that's why Jon went home. I'm sorry, Jon. It's probably my fault. But like, no, I'm just saying
He's
it's
so
like
good, though. I
but,
can't
like,
believe Jon
I
went
don't know
home.
if like all the kids are voting in the same way as like the moms are. You know what I mean? Like I don't know because it's like the Voice demographic like really is like 40s. Like I think it's a little bit skews a little bit higher. I think a lot of the people that are younger watch it on like YouTube and stuff. But by the time they watch it, like the voting session's over. You know what I mean? And like I suppose they could still buy their stuff on iTunes, which helps, but it doesn't help right off the bat.
I was watching a study. It was on YouTube and like the demographics of YouTube and how child stars get so many higher reviews, like the kids that do like unboxings and stuff.
Yeah.
And they are more active on social media and they're more active when it comes to like voting on these shows.
I don't even know how to vote. Like the voting for this show though is like you have to like download an app and do this and that. It's like it's more challenging than just like buying a song. You know
Yeah,
what
but I
mean?
do think someone like Noah would have the advantage of those younger
Yeah.
girls that are at home, they're on YouTube, they're streaming it.
Yeah.
You know who Noah reminds me of? Remember Mark Isaiah from last season? It's like very similar to that, but Mark didn't make it. How far did he make it? Top 10?
Maybe 8 or 10.
Yeah, like I think that like you reach a plateau with someone like that where it's like they're like very cute and very talented, but like at a certain point like are the Reds gonna just take the lead.
I think Red's awesome, and it's not because I really like his personality in person too. I just think he's so great. But I agree, he's in his comfort zone, and like the quote says, there's not really much room for growth when you're in a comfort zone. But he's just all around. If this wasn't The Voice and I didn't say The Voice on stage, I would think I'm watching the CMAs, like a country artist.
Totally.
I feel like him and
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I feel like him and Blake are like best friends.
Yeah.
They're so similar.
They're literally just hanging out.
I was gonna say, do you think that he's reached a plateau or he's just mastered his craft?
I think he's just mastered. And he's
Mastered it
so
when it comes to country.
confident in who he is. Like, even when he talks, it's exactly like what you said. He's just, hey, this is me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, I think it's interesting because they take people like, any of these people, like Jon, for example, who went home, like they forced him out of his comfort zone and made him sing this very challenging song that I guarantee you he didn't pick for himself.
No.
Yet Red is like cruising along, singing the same. To be honest, if you played all 10 of Red's performances for me right now, I wouldn't be able to decipher one from them. They're all the same, and they're all amazing, but they're all the same.
They're all the same.
Didn't Russell, you said that you didn't like John's song, right? Or was that not
his
Jon
song
you were
last
talking
night? No. The song that it pushed him out of his comfort zone.
It extended his vocals so much, and it looked like he was just
And it was a challenge for him.
Yeah.
I liked
Because
his
you could
last
see
week's
that it was a
performance
challenge
better.
for him.
Yeah.
I think last week was
Last week was
Jon's best performance. Honestly, like the winning performance.
Yeah.
I'll tell you
It was a
something,
really
though.
good
I do
performance.
not think the voters at home are sitting there on their first opportunity to vote and basing it off that performance. I feel
basing
like
it on
that
the whole
happens at the
package.
end. They've just been waiting for what now? 6 weeks? 6 weeks, right? Because it's episode 6 weeks, 7 weeks.
Yeah, we talked about this last season. Like,
been a
do
few
you
weeks.
do you vote
Yeah.
at this point
They're-
based on the
no,
one performance?
who they
or do you
like.
vote
They're
based on
not-
Who you like? They're waiting. to
Yeah,
vote for
they're
who they
not
like.
voting
Yeah.
based off the performance. Later on down the line, I feel like when it gets to like top
Oh, I
4,
disagree.
top 3.
I think the closer it gets to the
people
end,
stick with their
they
person.
pick their person. Like I was like Team Hunter last year. Like I didn't care if Hunter had the worst performance of his life. I was so here for
that's how
him
it is.
that I was gonna vote. Like I think once it gets to the live shows, people are like in
They
with
already
their
have it
one
set in their
person, and
mind.
that's it.
I think that's what happened yesterday. It didn't matter if someone messed up or not.
think that Red
Everyone
has those
knew
people.
who they were going to pick.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
that's the issue with The Voice and how come no one's become so successful is because if you're stuck on one person and you're voting them all the way through, are you really going to buy their album if they're not that good?
That's how American Idol is too, though.
No, but American Idol, you get to vote from like a very early stage. It's what, like 24? Or
I
like
think it's top.
something.
Well, I don't know
or
if
it's
the
like-
game is changing now that it's on ABC, but
I mean, none of us even know what it's gonna be like.
They were letting people vote on contestants.
Oh,
what was
during
it,
the
last
AMAs.
night? Yeah,
during the AMAs.
AMAs.
I'm watching the AMAs trying to
Oh, yeah.
sit in peace and quiet, and it's like, well, now you have to vote for American Idol because
Yeah, they're already
it's
starting the
so
voting
awkward.
process.
And I would say another
So
key
awkward.
I would say another key difference which I like as entertainment to watch, but in terms of like singing competitions when Dani was saying what's the difference between some of the people on American Idol is not just also the time difference and the oversaturation of shows. It's that there's so much like battle, I stole, you bought, you took,
Yep.
where on other singing shows there's not battle, you could steal, you can get saved.
It's very much industry driven. Like
Yeah.
you either got your shot and you lost it, or you got your shot and you took it and you ran with it. I see what you're saying with that.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or it's just like one layer at a time getting peeled away.
Yeah.
I'm so entertained by someone stealing, the judges bantering,
yeah,
than I
mean,
am
that's-
about what's really going on.
Didn't their
It's almost like a
bantering
sitcom.
kind of be like a little bit awkward yesterday?
Okay, let me talk about the bantering, like, and we can talk about this too because we both worked at NBC. The bantering is so much better in the taped episodes because
Yeah.
it's hours of bantering and then they edit it together and they give you the best bits. Live shows, you get what you get in the 2 hours that it's on
It's like
TV, and
us.
that's it.
Adam was
It's like not editing.
They're
no.
like in their ear, wrap it up, wrap it up.
Yeah, they're like yelling at them like you have 2 seconds to finish this conversation. You know.
Yeah, like Adam was saying, I think he was talking to Blake, and he was like, "You're stupid, like," and it just sounded so awkward and mean. And he was like, "Well, you're not the sexiest man alive." And I was like, "Okay, good, you charmed it up a little bit by saying that," but it was so awkward to watch and hear.
It distracts the singing. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. I
Lina-
think it's entertaining to watch as hell.
Lina and Allie, you guys both weren't here last week. No emotions from anyone else. Do you think Blake Shelton is the sexiest man alive?
I wouldn't put him on the top of my list.
And Lina,
I hate to say this. It was one of my jokes. One of my funny questions to Team Adam was,
do you think
how
he
does
is?
it feel? I think he's a manly man. I don't know if I would put the word sexiest man alive.
I would not, to say the very least. We talked about this last week
What if you
on
put,
Enough.
like sexiest dad alive?
He's not a dad.
No.
Or, like,
That's the problem. Is I don't think he has any
uncle.
kids. No, he doesn't have any
He's
kids.
a stepdad.
It's hard to explain. I'm not saying this.
They're not married.
Yeah, but technically he's still stepdad.
Okay, sure.
I'm not saying this because I didn't meet him, so there's no like personal thing. But
You didn't get to meet any of the coaches on the carpet?
no, you get to meet him only on the finale, whatever coach wins. And I see him as like a manly man. You know, he acts very mature. He banters the least. Yeah, he makes his funny jokes towards Adam.
He does this.
He's accomplished a lot.
He's definitely very confident. 'Cause he's won the most.
When he sings, you like exude something. But sexiest man alive.
Yeah.
I have to say this. So Adam on Team Adam said, I turned around and I looked at Team Adam. Addison looked at me like, I'm not answering this. Jon looked at me like, I'm not answering this. And then Adam just goes for it. He goes, well, people make mistakes. Get it? Because like People Magazine. So I said, how do you feel about People Magazine? And he just kept going with it. He's like, it's okay, I get it. You know, we make mistakes, and they messed up Adam, and they gave it to Blake. And I'm sitting there laughing. That's the picture that I showed you guys where we're all cracking up. Because, what was his name? Why am I blinking? Jon's looking at him like, I can't believe you're answering the question. Addison's like, I'm staying out of this. But literally, Adam just went for it. He's like, no, absolutely not. It should have been Adam.
We haven't talked about one person from last night, Janice Freeman. She sang Brandy Carlisle's The Story. Okay, she was really good, and I actually have a friend who works on The Voice and like always posts statuses about how amazing Janice is in person. I personally like think that this wasn't her strongest performance. It was okay for me. I didn't like connect to it emotionally the way I wanted to, but that just might be, I don't know. I just like wasn't. People loved it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I connected with it. I think her lyrics hit for me, and it was just so soothing to hear her voice. And I don't know. It was. I got the goosebumps. It was one of the best performances I think of the night.
Yeah, everyone was saying that online.
Yeah.
I think I'm the anomaly.
She was bawling.
Yeah.
Not like teary-eyed. We couldn't even start our interview because whoever interviewed, I think it was Access Hollywood, she was in complete tears.
Her makeup like wasn't fully done either during the performance. Like I think she was crying before, during, and after. Like
no, so
her lipstick was like all over her.
This performance was clearly like something
Really
that hit
powerful,
home for her because it's, you know, people get emotional or sentimental when you ask them certain questions. She was straight bawling. Like, publicist is bringing napkins. She's
that would be
tears.
me if I was ever like being interviewed. I just feel like I'd be so emotional.
Well, I mean, some of these songs, which I think is why she had such an incredible performance, is whatever her choice was, it hit home something specific for her.
Was she as sweet as she is on camera?
She's very sweet, but her and
that was a hesitant answer.
her and one of the other teammates got in a little bit of a. I thought it was a joke. I'm completely laughing.
Next question. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was something.
She hesitated and won, right? Like I think it.
So, okay, one of her other. I'm not gonna say which one. I mean, it doesn't matter. I guess people will see. It was on Twitter. It's Twitter's what's happening, so it's gonna be public. One of her other teammates talked about God and it being her king, like religion. And she didn't necessarily like that she brought that up in the interview and was like, I'm going to walk off this interview, which I thought was a joke at first. And I'm turning looking at her nose. She's like, you need to stop.
Was this your interview?
Yeah.
Oh, yikes.
And this is me in the middle, like, but I didn't touch up on it because you don't.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
You don't want to
Don't
intervene.
poke.
Yeah.
I just think she was just emotional from the interview before and maybe just very. Because everyone has, listen, religion is to everyone
Touchy.
else.
It's a
Spirituality
touchy
is
subject.
individual. I don't think.
And she's been through a lot too.
Yeah.
So.
And we were missing one more. The song that we opened with. I don't know how we forgot.
But yeah, she is sweet. When I
sweet.
talked to her, she's as sweet as pie. It was just the first initial impression was the banter between them two, and I was like, okay, so.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We also didn't talk about Davon
you
Fleming.
doing?
He sang Beyonce's Love on Top.
He's awesome.
Yeah, it was cool to hear a man sing Beyonce's song. Like, I think that when you're covering a Beyonce or an Adele or a Freddie Mercury for that matter, like, I like when they switch the...
He took a deep breath
the gender. I thought it was cool. I literally wrote I expected more from him.
Oh, okay.
Because I think, like, I just expected more out of... Because I love this song so much, I, like, expected to love this performance. And I liked it.
I liked it too.
They agreed. They agreed for once.
I
liked it.
didn't hate it. I didn't, but
They were
I
saying-
I don't think he liked
I
it.
definitely
She said she didn't care for it either.
felt
was
like
fine.
Oh,
this
okay.
was an
Yeah.
ad for an Old Navy commercial.
Oh.
Really? Where did you
Yeah,
get that
just
from?
very like you remember the eBay commercial where the girl's like, you can even buy a town on eBay. I felt like this was very cheesy like that, but it wasn't terrible. But like it worked. It would make money somewhere.
I
you
would
know?
hate to be your enemy. I swear to God. He's like so
Throwing
cruel.
shade left and right.
He went into detail. Old Navy commercial.
I'm not cruel. We're here. We're supposed to be saying our opinion about these people who are singing.
They all have great hair
He
though.
literally wrote ad for Old Navy in his notes.
It was a little bland for me too. I
Yeah,
wasn't
like-
impressed, and I'm like,
And
okay,
he's a
when is
great
this gonna be
vocalist.
over?
He
Yeah,
really
it
is
was
great,
just-
but I'm just like,
That's why I said I expected
I
more.
love the hair bopping.
Yeah, his hair was amazing. I mean, all of them, like, once you get to the live shows, they all look like celebrities. Like, I just, like, want the Voice hair and makeup team to, like, fix me one time, and I feel like my whole
So is
life,
it a hair and makeup team?
They do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
big
totally.
team.
And they have, like, outfit people. What do you call them? Wardrobe
stylists. Yeah.
They all,
outfit people choosing their outfits.
they all looked
They
amazing.
also could change their outfits like right before the performance. They have like
They have
3
a million
backups.
options.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Cool.
Oh my
They all like.
gosh.
Who was
Can
it
they
that
dress
was
us for
here?
the finale?
Seriously.
Who was it that was
Ready.
here? Sophia like had the cool braids at that one
Yeah.
point. Like I want them to. I like literally just once. Like if I could like have one day where I could get them to, you know, fix this, it would be.
Yeah.
I feel like we'd all look like
You
celebs.
don't need fixing.
No, like I want to just like see how good I could
glam.
look, what the potential is here, because they all look like top level celebrities when it comes to the live shows. Like, it's the difference between like their blind audition and now they look like different people.
I wonder how much say they actually get.
Don't they?
John is
I'm
dressed.
sorry.
John is dressed pretty similar to when he first entered in, but
But
he
like
was.
Noah looks like
They
10
were
years older.
slaying on the carpet yesterday. I was looking around. And I told them we need to change the carpet to a runway. They all looked amazing.
They all like and those like the Addison like in the jumper. She showed up for her blind audition with like her little blonde hair and like a little dress, and now she's like queen and like has this big
Red
makeup.
velvet, yeah.
So it's crazy. And like someone like Chloe like showed up in that crazy cool like avant-garde
Oh
suit.
my god, yes.
I mean, I don't know. I just think they all look amazing. Okay, so let's talk really quick because we're getting close to the end. Who is there anyone in the live chat asking anything interesting?
Everyone's mostly just agreeing what you guys were saying. Mr. Honest said
Thank you.
Davon was meh. So
Mr. Honest,
thank you,
Mr.
Mr.
Honest
Honest,
is
to be so
always here.
honest.
Thank you, Mr. Honest.
How you doing?
Okay, but their
honest.
team is hair goals.
We have to. Yeah, they really
That
are.
hair for all of them.
Oh.
We have to talk though about like who we think is gonna be our winner. Unfortunately, Jon Merrow can't be the winner for all of us this week like he was last week.
I cannot believe he's not on the show still.
I can't
Yeah,
either. I'm so
that's
upset
a
about
shame.
it. Like literally, when Hunter got out, I like boycotted for. I like didn't want to watch for a week. That's how I felt when Darby and Walker got out. Like this is my that moment of this year. John should have won.
Didn't he have a
Yeah,
pretty
which is
strong
crazy.
following?
I'm gonna look. Can you?
I
look at
don't
his
think
Someone
Instagram?
was saying that he had a strong following.
Jon
I don't
Merrow.
think he did.
I'm curious.
It's Noah who has a very strong
Noah has like
following.
50-something thousand on
Yeah.
Instagram already, and
He probably had like 500 8 weeks ago.
no, that's what's crazy. Like 50,000 for this point in The Voice is a lot. Like
Oh.
once they get towards the end, then they get higher. But like even Allison Porter, who won the show, has only like 80K on Instagram.
Wasn't
like,
Noah
That's
saying
like so unfortunate.
that's Jordan Smith who won has like 100 and something. Emily and Roberts who. I follow all them still because I've been doing The Voice for so long now. But like Emily, who came in second place, has like 150, which is like a lot. Darby has like 80. The Voice doesn't really like.
Jesus, that's
do-
nothing.
I feel like
know.
if you win the voice, like you gotta push that to
You
like
gotta
a
be
million.
like a million, 2
Come on.
million.
like,
you
Lina
gotta
has
win
more
with
followers
a
than
million, and then you gotta get to 2
Lina,
million.
you won the voice this season. How
we
does
have
it
a
feel?
local celebrity here.
Can I tell you something though? Noah was like in his interview, like, "Oh, it's my senior year." Like, you're on The Voice. Don't be complaining about missing your prom in your senior year. You're on
Right.
The Voice.
Okay.
And you have little girls screaming your name.
Bring
Yeah.
your date to the voice and just sing to her. And there you go.
That's true.
Ask
okay,
her out.
let's
Right?
talk winners. Let's
There
talk
it
winners.
is.
Who do you? And if you get, do you have John's following?
I can't find his Instagram.
Yeah, that's a
Oh.
problem. That's problem number
why
one.
He didn't win. 'cause
I
he
mean,
got an
he
Instagram.
regular,
activated
it's
his
John
account.
and then Mero,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I can't-
Jon.
Oh,
not
Jon.
Social
okay.
media is taking over the world, I'm telling you guys.
Yeah, but that's the problem. Is like if you can't find his Instagram in 2 seconds.
He's at 8,000.
8,000.
That's like nothing.
I have more than him. Let's move on. Okay, who's gonna win? You guys.
I'm stuck because I like Jon Merrow. So
Okay, I'm gonna give. Honestly, I'm gonna give Red my vote this week. I think that he is just the most natural talent on the show right now. Like it's so effortless for him and so just pure actual talent that we, like you said, I feel like he's like a lost legend. I feel like he's like a Garth Brooks level talent, and like where the hell has he been? So I feel like he, out of anyone, probably deserves to win, and he's like had this long career already. I don't know. He's my vote for this week. What about you guys?
My take is Brooke.
Brooke.
Brooke is very emotional when she gives her performances, and you can see it on her face. You can
Yeah.
feel it in her voice. Like she's just.
I'm going to say, because obviously John was one of my favorites, and I hate saying this because I've heard this all my life, and I think it's such crock, is that age does have a factor.
Yeah, it
and I
does.
think that Red deserves to win because he is an overall talent. Do I think there's other potential where they could be huge stars? I think Noah, no matter what, he's going to leave, and Simon Cowell is going to find him and make him huge or something. But I think because Red and how hard he's worked his entire life, like, he deserves to win. I know it's messed up, but the younger ones, they have more potential. They have more time to grow and get labels and stuff. I think that Red overall, because how he came in a full package, just like John did, unfortunately didn't make it, I think Red deserves to win. And I don't listen to country that much.
Yeah,
And I still think he deserves to win.
I'm gonna give it to a young one. I've got to say Cheyenne.
Come on, you were gonna say. I knew she was gonna say that.
That girl has these vocals, and I would love to see her expand even more. And just, I want to follow her as she's getting older.
Sure. I feel like Cheyenne's the kind of person that like next week and the week after, if she sticks around, is gonna actually keep impressing us, and will give Ren a run for his money.
Yeah.
I think she's incredible, and that's probably more the genre of music I'd listen to. I just don't know why, and it's not from meeting them. I think Red deserves it.
I feel you on Red because I think he's that person that just never had the opportunity coming up, and here's his opportunity, and why
this is
not?
what The Voice
why
is
not
for.
be your platform?
Yeah, it's
The
crazy.
only thing that I think is going to be difficult for him is that like people get excited with new fun performances each week, and if he's really really good but performing like the same similar thing every week, is he gonna gain more and more fans and a following? You know what I mean?
Who do you think?
I think he just has that, like, you just want to hug him, like he's your buddy.
So likable.
Like, that's what I see on camera. Like, I
every
just want to hug
single
him.
episode, like after every single week, like you have to see something different, as you're saying. Like it just can't be the same thing.
Or
that's
maybe
why the
people
younger
want the same thing.
Yeah, true, but that's why I also think that the younger people do have that advantage of still growing each week, because you're gonna see them improving and getting more, experience into it, and people are gonna be excited about that.
That's why
so I don't know.
Okay.
I see both.
Can I say something about
Cheyenne.
Red, who I always compare to Sundance Head? Red does these songs that are like deep country, like only Blake Shelton knows them. Sundance did The Climb. He did I've been like At Last. Like he did what I want Red to do. He sang non-country songs and made them his own in a way that I was like, pew, mind blown. Like I'm looking at some of his songs because I couldn't remember all the ones he sang.
Well, Red watches us, so go ahead and let him know.
Yeah. Like
He
I
does.
feel like Red.
Yeah.
He does. He follows you on Twitter and stuff too, right?
Yeah.
Like tweets at you. I feel like Red, do a song that's gonna shock us and like go sing.
Adele.
Go
Love
exactly.
song.
No,
You know what?
that's-
I would love Rolling in the Deep by him.
No, but
Oh, you know what?
That's
I
what
see
Sundance
that.
would do. Sundance, who was on Team Blake and who won the show and who Red reminds me of a lot, and I think Red could win if he next week and the week after starts doing songs that are going to shock us, like Sing the Climb. When I remember when he started singing The Climb, it was similar to like John's performance from last week, where I was like, what song is this? Like, I can't even place it because you're making it your own so much, and I feel like Red has the potential to do
But
that.
maybe Blake is telling him. Okay, so on to your point, I think you're absolutely right. It's either gonna go in his favor or against him. But I feel like because country is transitioning so much, that something like him, or not something, someone like him is refreshing to just go back to the old school.
Yeah, it's not like Sam
Because his
Hunt and-
voice
yeah.
is amazing.
I mean, he could stick
is.
to that lane, which is what
Would
he's
you
really
stop
good
it
at.
with your... I'm just kidding.
No,
With your lines. I'm just kidding.
no, well, he could stick with that, but I mean,
Yeah.
like he could just like switch it up and do something better.
I would love to see him do Rolling in the Deep by Adele.
Yeah. If you're watching, let's get it. Allie, do you have a winner?
Red,
Do you have someone that
sweet
you
me.
think could win this
I
one?
don't know. Every year it's always
a
like
toss-up.
Never who you
people.
pick.
Yeah, you never think someone's gonna make it to the top. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I never know.
If Red makes it to like top 3 or 2, he has a deal with somebody somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what,
I
I'd just
really
be
truly
happy
hope
if he
so.
makes something. Like,
Red
just-
should be opening for Blake on tour. Like Blake should just be like, Red,
That's
you're
what I'm saying.
coming
They're
with me.
buddies. They're like could be best
Honestly,
friends.
that should be the case. Like
He should be on Nashville.
Nashville's ending. Did you hear that?
Who?
No,
watches
really?
Yeah, last season.
I do.
That's scary.
That's so mean. I mean, I didn't watch this last season.
Well, maybe
but I-
that's why.
I like, this sounds really weird, but I really want to buy Red's, like, I want him to have a Christmas album.
Oh yeah, I could
I
see
feel
that.
like he'd be a legend in the Christmas.
What is it in his voice? There's like something that's like,
It's like
I can't explain
husky.
it.
I don't
He's-
even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know who he reminds me
It's
of?
legendary.
Like it makes me want to drink whiskey. I've never had whiskey in my life. I want to drink a cup of
He
whiskey.
reminds me of Darius Rucker. He sounds like Darius Rucker. Do you know who that is? He sings
No.
Wagon Wheel or like a cover of Wagon Wheel. You should look up Darius Rucker, and Red, if you're watching, maybe sing Darius Rucker.
Like I love Brad Paisley because he has such a unique sound, and I feel similar to Red. That Red has this unique tone.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, if anyone wants to continue this conversation because we're running low on time, who, where, and
See?
I want
Yeah,
that.
to all you haters out there, she watches Nashville.
But it's going off the air. It's quite sad.
Why is every show getting canceled?
I don't know, cause you know.
Except AfterBuzz TV. After shows are
never going
here.
anywhere. Where can they? Any more from the live chat before we?
Live chat is good.
Mr. Honest,
Yeah.
thanks for
Thank you,
tuning in
Mr.
again.
Honest.
Thank you,
Thanks
everybody,
for always
for
being
tuning
honest.
in. Yeah.
Where can they find you on social
Oh,
media?
you can find me everywhere at Mayte Carrillo _.
And I'm Lina Noory. You can find me everywhere at Lina Noory.
And I'm Russell Ray. You can find me everywhere at Russell Ray Silva.
And our guests, where can they find you if they want to catch up?
I'm Allie Bailey. You can find me at Allie Bailey _1.
And I'm Dani Golub. You can find me everywhere at Dani Golub. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.